here. Is okay, Guadalupe, she says that her microphone is not working, but the webinar is about songs and rhymes. Yes, that's right. Yes. So today we are going to talk about how you are going to use song, it means music in general, and also rhymes. What is the difference between a song and a rhyme? Who can tell me? Or who can write about it? Yes? What is a song and what is a rhyme? Actually, in Spanish, this is very common. No? For example, when we have like two words that they have the similar ending, yes, what is that? Is it a song or is it a rhyme? That's very simple. What is that?
That is rhymes.
That is a rhyme, yes. So now let's see, when we say that we can use songs and rhymes in the English classroom, do you consider this is very difficult? Do you consider that students don't enjoy these activities? Or maybe you don't use these activities because, give me a second, I'm going to silent, okay, everybody. Or maybe you don't use these activities because they are too noisy. Yes, I remember many years ago when I used to teach at schools, especially in kindergarten or primary level. Yes, when I wanted to have these sessions with them, I mean using songs, and I want them to sing aloud. Yes, exactly. That's the word, Catilus. Children get excited. Yes, so they are very, very excited. They are very motivated at that moment. So they start speaking very loud. For that reason, many times the principal, yes, it means el director or directora, yes, she said, Milagros, you have to stop. You don't have to do this activity very often. Children get disturbed, etc. So I said, okay, I limited myself. And also, I limited my children to learn in a different way. Yes. And I started to use the typical ones. You see, only the book or only some exercises. But what about if we change that? What about if we decide just to use songs? Today, I'm going to give you some information on how to use songs, obviously for kinder and primary level, but I focused more on the usage of these on secondary or maybe in adults, yes? Because what happens when you are a child? What is the obvious reaction? You listen to a song and you start moving, you start singing, yes? Or maybe you start clapping. But when you grow up, when you get older and you are an adolescent, do you participate? Do you want to sing? Do you want to, I don't know, the girl or the boy that you like listens to you? No, yes? So many times we want to use songs to attract students, but at the same time, they feel refused to or they reject the song because they don't want to be listened. For that reason, today I have different proposal of activities so you can implement, and I hope that you can implement at your classes. Yes? Okay, so thank you so much for being here. Now we are like 20 people. Yes, thank you so much. And don't forget that at the end of the session, you are going to receive a link. Yes, you are going to receive a link and you have to complete the link with your full name and a valid email so we can deliver the certificates of your attendance. If you are not in the link and you say, oh, but I was in the full webinar, but at the end I had to leave, but you don't have your name given in the form, so you are not going to receive the certificate, okay? If that way we are going to have like an order, okay? So let's see, let's start. But before we start, please, I want to see emoticons. I want to see hearts or maybe faces. I want to see, yes, I'm ready. So please, I want to see you being active in this webinar. If Yes, Guadalupe, thank you so much. She's the only one. She's the only one that I can say she is with me. Okay, Sandra, thank you so much. Sandra, Milagros, okay, Jocelyn, thank you so much. Why do I need this? Because now the second question for you, and please use the chat, the second question is, are you using music in your classes? Yes or no? Very quickly. Are you using music in your classes? Yes or no? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, excellent. Yes, excellent, excellent. Very good. Third question for you. Third question for you. What is the most typical exercise or activity that you do with your classes? When you have music in your classes, when you have songs in your classes, what is the most typical for you? What is the most typical activity that you have? What happened with the chat? Okay, let's see. I want to read. Complete the lyrics. Okay, so it's like filling the blanks. Yes, it's something like that. What else? Listen and complete. Okay, the same. Okay, what else? What else do you have, my friends? What else? Sing and repeat and complete the letter. Okay, the lyrics, no? Make minds, fill in the blanks. When I want my students to recognize verbs in past, practice pronunciation. Okay, very good. But I think that almost everybody is having this activity like filling the gaps as the first activity that you do or you think about it because it's the most typical. Okay, so today we are going to try to change our minds. Okay, thank you so much for your participation so far. And let's continue. I'm going to start sharing. Carolina says, sing to practice some vocabulary related to our topic. Okay, now I'm going to ask you something different, okay? And please try to be honest. Try to be honest. How often do you listen or use songs or music in general to practice your English? You as teachers, who can tell me? How often do you use songs or music in general to practice your English? How often? You can say always, never, sometimes. Aha, the silence? Okay, in the chat, they are writing, they are typing, and it says like always, usually, sometimes. Why do I have to ask you this? Because when we are going to use songs in our classrooms, we are going to develop listening skill. Yes, the listening skill. And of course, before you deliver, you give the lyric to your students, you have to know the pronunciation of the words. You have to know the verbs. You have to know the context. You have to know about the group or the band who plays this song. So before you give the activity, you have to know how to manage the activity. For that reason, if you are not practicing with music by yourself for you, so try to do it. Yes, because it is very important. Now, let's start here. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Just give me a sec. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it says using songs and rhymes in the class. What can you see in the picture? What can you see? What is happening? What is happening? Students are what? Are bored? Are they only happy? What is happening?
They are
They're
motivated.
dancing.
Yes, excellent. They are motivated. They are moving. Yes. What is music? Music is like an expression of your body. Maybe you don't want to sing. Okay, it's okay. Maybe there are some students who don't like to sing because they consider their voice is not appropriate. Yes, but you can ask your students to move or maybe to follow the rhythm with their fingers. Yes, or maybe just to whistle, or maybe just to think about the music. So when we say songs and rhymes, it's not just the act of singing. It implies all the body. And of course, when you teach any lesson with a song in secondary level or maybe in an institute, you are going to ask more. You are going to ask your students to develop some criteria, to develop some critical thinking activities. Yes? So, with this information, I have this for you. Thinking points. The first question is, are songs only useful for primary pupils? No. Yes. However, there are some teachers who only play songs. Give me a second, please. I have something here with the computer. Me confirma si se está moviendo, porque yo la veo que se está moviendo aquí, se está yendo sola la pantalla. ¿O lo ven bien?
Sí, se está moviendo.
Se está moviendo, ¿no? Yes, está posesa. Okay, just give me a second. So let's see. Okay. So, songs are not just for kinder, are not just for primary. You can use this in secondary level, but you have to know what kind of songs you are going to play. The second question is gut feeling the complete exercise the only type of exercise to use with songs? What do you think? Is it the only exercise? Only listen and complete? Only listen and underline? Only listen and I don't know. What do you do with the song? Is that the only exercise? No. First of all, let's recognize something. When you have the script, yes, when you have the script of the lyric, of course, what is that? When you have the script, what is the script? It's a text, yes or no? It's a text. So if this is a text, how can you teach a text? How can you teach reading? In several ways. Do you understand? Si bien es cierto, vamos a hablar ahora de las canciones y cómo utilizarlas, pero hay algo muy cierto. Cuando esa canción, esas letras se convierten a un documento, ya están transcritas, les pones las letras impresas, ya no es solamente música. What is that? Se convirtió en un texto. ¿Y de qué manera podemos trabajar un texto? 1,000 ways. Yes, 1,000 different ways to teach using readings. For example, you can ask them to order the paragraphs, the verses, yes, the lines. Maybe you can use the title to predict what is going to happen, etc. So for that reason, when you only use one kind of exercise and you say, okay, listen and complete or listen and repeat, you are not taking advantage of the whole process of listening. Now I have something important to you. It says, real songs have an authentic flavor. What is flavor? What is flavor? So real songs have an authentic flavor, which many learners find motivating. Real songs, huh? They are a link between the language of the classroom and the language of the world outside. And also with this, with the real songs, you give power to your students. Imagine that you in your class have one song from Adele, maybe the one Hello. Yes, that is very common. So imagine that you practice the song with your students, obviously because the song is appropriate to teach the grammar that you are teaching during the unit or maybe the vocabulary. And also, the student listens to that song when he or she goes by car. Or maybe when he or she is in a meeting with his family and he starts singing. Imagine that reaction, that he learned something at school, but also he can use that information to show, to demonstrate that he or she knows the language. How do you think that the student is going to feel? Tell me in the chat, please. How do you think that that student is going to feel if he thinks and he proves that he is learning the language, that he can sing in another language in front of many people? Yes, very good, proud, confident, exactly, confident. I don't know, lo voy a decir en español porque es muy chiquitito. And this is very common. Cuando alguien habla and that person is confident, is sure about what he or she is saying, the rhythm of the words and also the tone of the voice is loud, yes? But when you are not sure about what you are saying, or maybe your student is not sure about the structure of the sentences or maybe the pronunciation, that was yes? The intonation goes down, yes or no? So one advantage of having songs or music in general in your classes is that the students can feel confident, that they can feel proud of themselves because they are achieving something. But for that, you have to have a clear objective. What do you want from your students when they have this music or this song in the lesson plan? The objective can be to repeat the words. Is that an objective? Just to repeat? The objective is just underline the verbs. And after that, what are they going to do? So you have to clarify your mind first. What can be your objective to teach songs? For that reason, you have to select very carefully what you are going to teach. If you are teaching kinder, for example, you are not going to use a real song. Yes, you are going to use a rhyme or you are going to use a chant. Yes, what is a chant? Son esas canciones muy cortitas creadas, diseñadas especialmente para esos grados. And there are many. Now we are going to see. And what is the purpose for that? For example, if you have like an opening activity, an opening chant, and you say, "Good morning, dear teacher. Good morning, how are you?" Okay, and you have this song during all the year. What is the sensation? Are they going to learn something new? Or they just repeating by repeating? And sometimes the meaning is not clear. So it can be a good idea if you change every 2 months, every 3 months, that you change that chant. Or maybe you can start with a different song. If the song is very long, you can cut them. So one verse during 1 month, another verse for the other month. Yes? So this is just a reflection for now. Real songs have an authentic flavor which many learners find motivating. Why? Because the songs are a link, are the connection between the language of the classroom and the language of the world outside. It means the real. So let's see. How to choose good songs for learning? Who can tell me? When you are going to choose a song, what do you consider? Some personal criteria, but I want you to tell me. Please use the chat. When you are going to choose your song, what is more important? The level, okay? Sarita says the level, okay. That is something else. The message, very good. The level, the message, okay. The video, if you are going to play the video, okay, just see first the topic, the vocabulary. But there is something else that is important, is the time. What happens with those long videos? Sometimes maybe the music can be very funny, maybe it is attractive to students, but if this is very long, it also can be bored. Yes? It can be boring for students. The movie, yes, the video. So let's see. Something general. The best songs for learning English are not too long. Try to find or try to choose just songs that are from 1 to 3 verses long. Not too fast, not too fast. For that reason, if you are going to choose, I don't know, a hip hop or like a rap, yes, just be sure that all your students like this kind of music. For that reason too, can be better, can be preferable that you select ballads because they are easier to understand. And something else, the songs that you choose, they have to have everyday English. It means not so difficult words and also not some poetry words. They have to have vocabulary that they can use every day. That's the idea, to develop the vocabulary, yes? To expand their vocabulary. Something else to consider, that the song has to be clear. Clear. If you, for example, have like these famous new artists where, I don't know, you listen to the song and sometimes you don't understand even in Spanish. So your students, they may like the artist, but if the song, if the lyrics are not clear, so it's going to be very difficult for you to teach. Yes? So try to have this in consideration. 1 to 3 verses, easy to understand, easy to sing, and the language has to be something that they can use every day. Now, if you are going to teach children who are just from 5 to 12 years old, yes, it says choose songs with lots of rhythm words and rhythms that repeat. I was listening to an expert and she said that the feature of the song, the characteristic of the song is the repetition, especially for children. Children are more interested in listening and doing the mime or the gesture and also repeating that. They can repeat one song, wow, 100 times. There is no problem because they are children. When they are going to move to adolescence, so they need to understand, they need to feel. One method that you can use when you teach using music is a TPR, the total physical response. The total physical response method is not just for giving directions. No, you can use the movement because the students are going to touch their bodies or they are going to touch some objects in the classroom and they can use the chants. Yes? So it says, this makes it easier for children to learn new words and start singing along. And then when they go to their houses, they start repeating and repeating and repeating. Milagros, can you please tell us some, or give us some links? Yes, I have some links. I prepared some links for you at the end of the presentation, and you're going to notice how you can work with children. It doesn't matter if children don't know how to read. They understand the pictures and they know the figures. So you can use that in advantage for you. Now, what do we do with songs in the classroom? Many of you said fill in the gaps, complete. However, listen. You can practice listening comprehension. How can you do this? How can you practice listening comprehension? Any ideas? How can you practice listening comprehension? What can you do to practice listening comprehension? Who can tell? Nobody? How can you practice listening comprehension with your students? Oh, milagros. Maybe they just can listen to the song. And what else? How can you practice listening? Questions about the meaning. About the meaning, okay. That is one way, about the meaning. What else? Write the songs that they understand. Okay. Actually, when you are going to ask listening comprehension, you can, for example, if you select a song that has numbers, that has names, that has places, that has nouns, specific nouns, or maybe adjectives, you can ask your students to do it. But please try to do something, okay? Before you give the song, before you say to your students, okay, you are going to listen to this song, give them a reason. Give them a reason. It means, okay, you are going to listen and you have to underline the verbs. You are going to listen to this song, and this song is about the story of three boys. Please, I want you to pay attention to the name of these boys. If students just listen by listening without any reason, they are not going to pay attention. They are not going to pay attention. But if you specify what you want them to do, they are going to pay attention and they are going to do the exercise. Why? ¿Es posible entender todo? Is it possible to understand all when you listen to a conference or to a song? Is it possible to do it? Yes or no? No. Entonces, allí viene la frustración de los alumnos. Por favor, los micrófonos, yes. Please, the microphones. Allí viene la frustración. When they don't understand a word and you just repeat the song, listen again, listen again, listen again. No, just give them some instructions before they listen. What else? Number 2. Focus on vocabulary and focus on grammar. And that is one problem that we have, because almost everybody just focuses on grammar. Present perfect, simple past, simple present, yes? And what about the vocabulary? What about, for example, prefixes, suffixes? What about articles? What about colors? We are not paying attention to that. And in a song, in the lyrics, we have a lot of these words. What else? Practice pronunciation, intonation, and stress. Practice pronunciation, intonation, and stress. And for this, number 1, you have to select a short song, or maybe if this is long, just focus on one part, one verse of the song. And when you practice pronunciation, for example, what are those sounds that are difficult for your students? What are those sounds that we don't have in Spanish? For example, birthday, with, yes? So you can practice that sound in that song. Another one, for example, is the z, z. So you can practice that. Something else, the plurals, yes? For example, boys, names, chairs, and they start discriminating the sounds and they can underline with different colors. So when you are going to practice pronunciation, number 1, you have to practice the alphabetic, the phonetic alphabet, yes? Intonation, the rhythm when it goes up, when it goes down, and the stress. What else can you do? Translate. Milagros, but how you are going to ask them to translate? So in that way, they can obviously know the complete lyric, yes, obviously, but only some specific parts that you consider can be important. And you know that in a song, the message, the communication, the form to write in a song is not the same as what we do in speaking. So maybe you can consider that are some parts that are important and they need to be translated into Spanish. Nothing happens, yes? What else? To tell a story or part of it. What says at least the main idea? Yes, Sarah, at least the main idea. Yes. Or maybe again something that you consider can be important and you know that they can translate. Number 5, to tell a story or part of it. Many times you just play the song, but that song comes from a story. Maybe it's a personal story about the author, or maybe it's just a story created by the group, yes? But we can ask students to continue the story. So what is the story? Or maybe there is another question. When the writer was writing this song, yes, or the composer was writing this song, how do you think the composer was feeling? What was the sensation? What was the emotion that he or she had when was writing the song? So that is something else. This is for secondary, it can work perfect. What else? Integrate songs into project work. Yes, please, yes. Many times we say, oh, okay, a project, okay, speaking or presentation. But what about including songs? What about including music? You can ask your students to create a song, to create a rhyme. Maybe they can describe their favorite artist by creating a song. It can be in groups, it can be individual, etc. Now, it's not exactly obligatory, it's not mandatory that they are going to sing. Yes, again, maybe they can develop the lyrics. When you have projects, the idea is to use all your intelligences, and one of them can be this, the musical one. Yes? Okay, one more, to have fun. Yes? So what do we do with songs in the classroom? We have fun, definitely. And the students are going to have fun if you are not stressed. Yes? So until here, practice listening comprehension, focus on vocabulary and grammar, practice pronunciation, intonation, and stress, translate, to tell a story or part of it, integrate songs into project work, and have fun. Now let's see some examples of activities. Yes? For example, what you have here, it is a lesson plan. Lesson plan. It's not just a part of the session. It's a lesson plan. And again, when you have receptive skills, such as listening and reading, you have a PDP model. Pre, during, and post. Or better say, like in this case, before listening, while listening, and after listening. And let's analyze. The first part says, before listening, you are going to listen to a song called A Girl Like You, written and performed by Edwyn Collins. Task 1. What's the rule again? The present perfect is formed by, okay. So in the presentation, they are not giving the explanation about the song. They want the students remember the structure of present perfect. So it means that during the song, they are going to listen to this structure. And there are more. While listening, for example, task 2, listen and fill in the gaps with the correct word from the box. Here we have the most common. Yes, listen and complete. After listening, we have rewrite this sentence into the present perfect. Rewrite. And task number 7, rewrite these sentences into the past simple. Rewrite the sentences into the past simple. So with the song, you have the review of present perfect, you have the most common fill in the gaps, and also you have rewriting sentences. Yes? What else? For example, if you're going to listen to a song from Adele, yes, maybe you can ask your students these questions at the end of listening to the song. You can say, okay, what does Adele sing about? What is the main idea of the song? Have you ever been in the situation in your life when you regret hurting someone? So in this part, the student is going to connect to their emotion. Underline all of the phrases with present perfect tense and explain why do we use present perfect tense in those sentences. Explain why we use, do not. Explain why we use present perfect tense. Yes? So again, after listening, you can have these reflective questions to your students and you can evaluate how much they understood. Now, I know that Adele maybe it can be like very complicated to explain. You can use other songs. You can change a little bit the questions, but the purpose can be that your students listen to the song. Maybe they practice only the song, but at the end, you are going to ask them to connect the song, what they listened, to their lives. Yes? What kind of evaluation can you have this? What adjectives, for example, a student is using, yes? How he or she is writing the sentences, etc. What else? It says, an open letter to you. For example, in this case, he cortado diferentes partes interesantes de diferentes lesson plans. Voy a decirlo así. Por eso es que tengo varias actividades para abrir un poquito ahí qué pueden hacer ustedes, ¿ok? I like this. It says put the lines in order. Put the lines in order. So these lines, Asian, Middle Eastern, Latin, Black, White, so all these are lines from a song. What is the name of the song? Is New Yorkers, yes? So what do students have to do? They have to order the lines. The next one says circle the correct word. And as you see, they are in black. So they have to listen and they have to select. Now, who can tell me? These, trees, traders, raiders. What kind of words are these? What kind of words? Any common words? They have like a name, huh? Who can tell me? These, trees, traders, raiders. They are nouns? Yeah, can be. But there is something else, more specific. When you want to practice pronunciation, my friends, you can practice minimal pairs. Okay? And this is an example of that. What is a minimal pair? A minimal pair is when you have two words that are very similar in the pronunciation, but the difference is just one consonant or vowel sound. So this is the case. Now, why is it important to practice this? Because, you know, when someone is singing, sings in another rhythm, maybe very fast or maybe very slow. So students have to have contact with this kind of listening. So what else? I like this. You want to practice pronunciation? Very good. Number one, we said, give me a second, I'm going to go back. Number one, you can work on minimal pairs. What else? You can work with homophones. What are the homophones? Who can tell me what is a homophone? When you have homophones, you have two words that sound similar, but the written, the spelling is different. For example, you have this, circle de homophones given. You have no, I, all, wait, need. However, in the song that they are going to listen to, these words are not in the song. But what are the homophones? For example, for no, for I, for one. And look at this. Here you have I, I. For no, no, no money. For all. For way, a, way. For need. And for one. So, are these words in red into the song? No, they aren't. But you are introducing these words to teach homophones. And at the same time, they practice the pronunciation. Is it okay? How is this information so far? Is it okay? Yes or no? Please write in the chat. Are we okay? Yes? Okay. What else, my friends? Thank you so much for your answers. What else, my friends? Look at this. Match the words with the pictures. Then listen to the song and arrange the pictures in order you hear. You can do this activity with primary. You can do this activity with kinder. Match the words with the pictures. Yes, we have sun, cloud, valley, field, river, skies. Then listen to the song. First, you are going to match. After that, you are going to listen to the song and you are going to order which one is first. A, B, C, D, etc. You can work with this, for example, using the chant of the human body. Yes, you can use this with numbers and so many other things. So try to adapt, okay? Try to adapt. What else? I had another one, but I think that is not here. Okay. Now I'm going to give you these links, okay? Just give me a second. I'm going to give you the links. Porque quiero que todos estén aquí. Just give me a second. Y vamos a explorar estos. Let's explore. Okay, here you have, please. A ver, me confirman, please confirm. Please confirm. I send you 4 links. 4 links. Let's start with the first one. Just give me a second. There was one. Okay, number 2. Everybody, please just go to number 2. Yes, I really like this one because this is for you, for those who teach primary and also kinder. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Yes, perfect. So this is the web, cambridgeenglish.org. Yes, here it says sing and learn, etc. And you have here like the levels. If this is pre-A1, A1, etc. For example, this one at the Zoom. And I like this because you have the song and also, I'm going to open this, you have the activities. And pay attention to this. Let's go here. Okay. Here. It says here children's activities. Yes? Activity 1, for example, no? First you have to listen or watch the video and then it says, look and read. Put a tick or a cross in the box. This is a monkey, yes or no? Yes, it's a monkey. This is a tiger, yes or no? So they are going to recognize the animals. Do they need to read? Not necessary, because you can read and they only tick or cross. What else? Questions. This is a crocodile, this is an elephant, etc. Because all these animals appeared in the video. Yes? Activity number 2. Watch the song video again and read the sentences writing yes or no. For example, there is one giraffe in the zoo. One giraffe, yes. The goats are black. And you can make your students to see the video or to watch the video again, or maybe you just can have pictures about these animals to reinforce the vocabulary, etc. And here you have some questions. What else? For those students who are just learning how to write, you can have this. Y les voy a dar un tip. En algún momento yo busqué en internet letras, por ejemplo, triple raya, ¿no? Así ponía fuente de letras, triple raya, triple renglón, y aparece la fuente, ustedes la descargan, esa fuente, de tal manera que cuando ustedes abran un documento de Word, pueden usar ese tipo de letra para que escriban también. Y así cuando hagan sus separatas, sale con ese tipo de letra. Se llama fuente, ¿ok? Cada tipo de letra, Arial, Times, etcétera, es una fuente de letra. Por lo tanto, ustedes pueden acudir a ello para crear su propio material, ¿ok? So, esta es la página. This is the Cambridge. You have from different levels, as you can see, A2, for example, going on adventure, etc. Yes? So, ¿cómo vamos hasta aquí? Wow, tenemos más participantes. Please, ¿cómo vamos hasta acá? Les quiero mostrar otra actividad y por lo tanto, por favor, póngame sus preguntas en el chat también para ir resolviendo. Let's see. I had another example here. Just give me a second. This one. A los que se han registrado les voy a enviar, este es un PDF, ok, gracias. Este es un PDF con diferentes canciones, ¿yes? He resaltado esta que me encantó. This is by Frank Sinatra. It says, cheek to cheek. This is the song, okay, this is the song. And these ones are the incorrect words. So that is one of the exercises that you have to eliminate, you have to drop the incorrect word. You have to match the words from the song with their synonyms. Look at this, this is another level. Yes, you have to search the word and also match it with the synonym. And you are going to listen again and some words are wrong, so you have to correct them. Aquí ya no te pone opciones. Aquí no pone opciones. Aquí de frente está colocando mal algunas palabras. El alumno tiene que escuchar, discrimina y puede completar o puede hacer el ejercicio. Y esto perfectamente puede ir en un examen. Perfectamente puede ir en un examen. ¿Yes? Okay. Until here. Any questions, please, my friends? Any questions? Los materiales que acabo de presentar se pueden usar para niños que no saben leer. Sí, ¿ok? Porque no vamos a utilizar, por ejemplo, es muy poco posible de que encontremos materiales que no tengan letras. ¿Yes? No es posible. Ni siquiera en un libro de 3 añitos viene algo sin letras. Lo que tenemos que hacer nosotros es, número 1, ampliar la información. Si está muy pequeñito, tratar de ampliar. Si dice yes, le pones un check debajo para que el alumno entienda qué cosa es un yes, o le pones un happy face o una manito arriba. Si es no, una X, yes, o un sad face, para que el alumno entienda. De esa manera, puedes utilizar los materiales para que ellos también relacionen. ¿Qué más pueden relacionar los alumnos? Por ejemplo, si son primaria o si son kinder, puedes ponerle la primera parte de la canción y lo conectan con una imagen. La conectan con una imagen que es la segunda parte de la oración. Es decir, en lugar de tener 2 oraciones partidas todas con palabras, puedes poner la primera parte con palabras, la cantas, porque es una actividad. Please, hay un micro que está abierto. La cantas y luego hay una imagen que sería la continuación de esa oración y ellos la pueden interpretar porque tú la vas a hacer con ellos. Esto es muy importante. Todo lo que estamos trabajando acá es para que ellos trabajen con el docente, with the teacher, yes? With the teacher. ¿Qué actividad de extensión le podemos dejar al alumno? De repente que, de acuerdo a todo lo que hemos hecho en clases, pues él haga un resumen o haga una secuencia o haga un cómic, etc. Eso es como una actividad ya de extensive listening, pero tratar en lo posible de que el alumno tenga la información con el docente. Ahora bien, hay una idea que estuve leyendo, no sé, creo que todos nosotros trabajamos con portafolios, ¿no? Casi todos trabajamos con portafolios o trabajamos con agendas. ¿Qué pasaría si el alumno tiene un cuaderno donde coloca sus canciones favoritas con las letras, que las pueden ir armando mes a mes? y al término del año el alumno no tendría una canción, tendría por lo menos unas 9 canciones con las que él se sienta seguro y sepa que ha aprendido. Esta es una idea de proyecto, lo he estado leyendo por la mañana, me gustó mucho la propuesta, lo está trabajando bastante en países donde, por ejemplo, los alumnos que están aprendiendo inglés son chinitos, ¿yes? Porque es mucho más difícil para ellos conectar con todo el tema fonético, etcétera. Así que tienen este plan, este proyecto, ¿no? La profesora les da desde el inicio del año esta tarea, que cada uno va a tener una canción personal, la canción que en ese mes le gusta más, y la presenta con la docente. El alumno tiene que escribir la letra y de acuerdo a lo que la docente va pidiendo. For example, this month, according to your songs, you are going to underline all the verbs in present, for example, de tu canción, todos los verbos. Es algo que no se corrige de manera formal, no tiene una evaluación, un puntaje, pero es algo formativo y podría ser interesante para ustedes si lo comenzaran a aplicar, ¿ya? Involucren también a los papás para primaria, involucren a los papás, involucren a toda la familia. Ok, my friends, ¿cómo vamos hasta aquí? A ver, recibo preguntas, por favor. Ok, there are no questions? Yes. Películas, me ponen aquí, it's okay so far, thank you. Martín, no sé, a ver, Martín dice, ¿cómo trabajar con películas en español y audio en inglés? ¿Cómo trabajar con películas subtituladas en español y audio en inglés? Allí, por favor, aclárame un poquito, no me queda claro. O abre tu micro, Martín, please. Aquí les voy a presentar el primer link que me gustó mucho, ¿ok? So, this is, cuando ustedes ingresan al link, les va a llevar a otro link, le dan clic al link de arriba. Y, for example, beautiful things, perfect. Look at this. If you can do this activity, I don't know, because you're teaching online, that can be perfect, okay? So let's see. For example, beginner. It's like a game, okay? You have to listen. Give me a second. I'm going to share the sound. Okay. And look at this.
I found a love for me.
Yo me quedé por aquí.
Darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl.
Did you notice? Se dieron cuenta que aparecen puntos suspensivos, ¿yes? ¿Cuál es la idea? Que los alumnos van escuchando y van completando. Si está todo bien, aquí les va a poner la cantidad de aciertos y fallos, ¿yes? Es una web bastante interesante. Como se han dado cuenta, tiene niveles, principiante, intermedio, etcétera. Ustedes también pueden utilizarlo. Está en la presentación que les voy a compartir. Okay, my friends. Mientras voy viendo algunas preguntas, voy a enviarles en este momento el formulario para que puedan registrar su nombre completo tal cual lo colocan allí. Nosotros vamos a generar las constancias de participación, tal cual están allí, ¿ah? Con tildes, etc. Solo van a tener 3 minutos para poder realizar. Ya está el link en el chat. So please just do it. Martín, el link que me estás pidiendo es el que acabo de compartir, ¿yes? O el de la canción. El de la canción ya está en la presentación que les voy a mandar. A todos los que se inscriban ahora mismo van a tener acceso al material que les estoy enviando. Con respecto a los subtítulos, mis estimados, yo allí tengo una opinión muy personal que se las voy a compartir. Va a depender mucho de cada uno de ustedes, ¿no? Si, por ejemplo, no se estresan cuando no se estresan que salga la canción en inglés y leer en español, porque el subtitulado es para eso, para leerlo, pues vayan adelante, ¿no? Sin embargo, el propósito, la idea final sería que ustedes tengan su video, su canción en inglés. Yo les recomiendo lo siguiente. ¿Listo? Número 1, una vez que ustedes han identificado una canción cortita, el alumno que la escuche solamente con algunas pautas generales. Presta atención, cuántos párrafos tiene o cuántos versos tiene la canción o cuáles son los nombres que vas a escuchar. Algo muy general, algo muy rápido. Y ya después que el alumno escuche sin subtitulado. Primero que se exponga. Es más, si es posible que esté con los ojos cerrados o agachados, que trate de escuchar sin exponerse a la letra. Una vez que ya se ha expuesto la letra, vamos a preguntar qué entendieron, si entendieron algunas palabras, qué palabras entendieron, qué animales escucharon, qué colores escucharon, qué números, etc. Entonces allí el alumno de lo que no entendía nada va a comenzar a recordar y algo va a entender. Una palabra, 2 palabras, 3 palabras. Entonces, cuando ves que no te ha dado la información que pediste, que era, por ejemplo, a ver cuáles son los 5 animales que mencionan en el audio, en la canción, vamos a volver a escuchar y lo pausas. Animal número 1, lo pausas para ver si reconocen. Por lo menos 2, 3 veces. Escuchas la canción, animal número 2 o persona número 2 o número 2, lo pausas para que ellos traten de identificar. Así les puedes ir ayudando. Y luego ya nuevamente la canción completa y haces todo tu ejercicio. Es decir, de la canción que dura 1 minuto y medio, 2 minutos, traten de cortarla. Donde ustedes quieren recibir la información, lo que ustedes quieren tener como respuesta, quédense allí, pause. No hay que obrar de mala fe con el alumno porque el alumno no es el enemigo. Hay que darle todas las pautas y hay que ayudarlo para que consiga también el entender. Martín, vamos contigo.
Miss, disculpe la molestia. Lo que pasa es que estoy con celular y cuando entro al link se cierra completamente el Zoom y el link se me va. Y ahora que estoy ingresando de nuevo al link, al chat, está borrado el link. Entonces estoy entrando a mi laptop ahorita. Por favor, un minutito, profesor, un minutito.
Ok, no te preocupes, ok. Sandra ha colocado allí los links nuevamente. So, my friends, me encantaría tener una foto de ustedes para mostrar cómo nos ha ido en este webinar. También me gustaría saber sus opiniones, qué les ha parecido, y creen que pueden ponerlo en práctica. Please, quedo atenta. Hi, Sara. Quedo atenta. A ver, comentarios en el chat. Hello, Erika. Erika es fan de la escuela de capacitación, siempre la veo aquí. Yes. Ok, entonces, ahí están los links. ¿Qué nos dicen por acá? Thanks for the information. Ok, thank you very much. Entonces, vamos a ver. Los que puedan abrir sus cámaras para una foto, se los voy a agradecer bastante. Y nuevamente vamos a estar generando un nuevo webinar muy pronto. Como última pauta, indicarles de que este sábado estamos comenzando con el curso de pronunciación, curso de gramática y con el curso de Teaching English for Teachers. Así que si todavía no se han inscrito, pueden acceder. Aquellos que se han inscrito o que todavía no lo hacen y querían recibir el curso gratuito de coaching educativo, lo estamos teniendo todavía. ¿Ok? El curso gratuito de coaching educativo para todos los inscritos durante este mes de enero en cualquiera de los cursos va a comenzar a fines de febrero. Ya pronto se les va a dar las indicaciones. Así que vamos a ver. Una foto. Vamos a contar hasta 3. Martín, ojalá que ya puedas haber ingresado. Yes, para esos
Profesora,
cursos mandaron el link.
¿puede mandar el link, por favor, profesora? ¿Puede mandar el link otra vez, por favor, para ingresar?
Sí, sí puedo. Dame un segundito.
Muchas gracias, profesora.
Listo, acá está. Ok, la foto a la cuenta de 3. 1, 2, 3. Excelente, excelente. Thank you so much, my friends. Espero que les haya servido mucho esta información y ya nos vemos pronto. ¿Ok? Thank you so much. A todos los que están entonces aquí con el link y están están inscritos, en 2 días les va a llegar la constancia. ¿Yes? En 2 días les va a llegar la constancia. Thank you so much. Me quedo por si acaso alguien tenga alguna pregunta, etc. Sobre el sitio. Bye, see you, bye bye.
Inicio una consultita. Disculpe, buenas noches. Bueno, es mi parte de también agradecerle por el tema, es muy interesante, ¿no? Bueno, no sé, yo estoy buscando una preparación para el TKT y me habían informado que solamente era, creo, clases grabadas. De repente, próximamente van a aperturar alguna preparación para el TKT.
Por ahora no lo tenemos previsto, al menos hasta el mes de marzo o abril probablemente. Número 1, porque el examen no tiene fecha. Es decir, como es un examen que está viniendo de Cambridge, no hay fecha para el examen de TKT. Entonces, como no hay fecha próxima para el examen, hacer un curso de preparación para que no den el examen prontamente no tiene mucho significado. Pero sí, por ejemplo, sé que hay otros lugares que están ofreciendo el examen porque los participantes están inscritos desde el año pasado. Entonces, de ser así, lo puedes dar en otro lugar. Nosotros trabajamos con Euroidiomas. Con Euroidiomas ahora mismo no hay examen en TKT. Lo que sí tenemos es cierto, es el curso que está grabado, que cuesta 49 soles con 90 céntimos. Son 12 clases grabadas con sus materiales y el libro del TKT Core.
Ese es mi short, el negrito con blanco.
Greti Medina, ¿algo me quieres decir? Okay. Ok, my friends. Si no hay alguna otra pregunta, entonces un
Profesora,
placer. Bueno, tengo 24 respuestas aquí en el chat. Ok, 25 se acaba de terminar. Leslie, estoy contigo.
¿Qué tal, mis milagros? Buenas noches. Quería saber si todavía nos podemos inscribir a los cursos que ya se dieron inicio o ya no.
¿Te refieres al de Primary and Kinder?
Ujú.
Sí, Hay un descuento, si no recuerdo mal, de 15 soles, porque como la clase ya empezó la semana pasada, les vamos a dar la grabación de la clase 1 y quedarían todavía 4 fechas. Entonces el curso está a 89, menos 15 soles serían 74. Ese sería el pago que harías. Sí puedes inscribirte, pero trata de hacerlo. Hoy día ya estamos jueves. Mañana tienes que hacerlo para que puedan incluirte en el grupo y te manden el acceso. Ujú. Sí puedes. Martín, te escucho.
Profesora, disculpe, ya escribí el link, espero que le haya llegado, por favor.
A ver, vamos a ver, Martín, si estás en la lista negra. Martín, 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 Martín. Martín Giovanni. Ajá, sí estás. Sí estás.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for being with me today, and that's it. See you. Goodbye.